Are US-China ties in a better or worse state after this meeting between Wang and Antony Blinken?
I think the main takeaway from that Wang-Blinken meeting at the Munich Security Conference is that symbolism itself is important. Whatever the actual substantive agreement or lack thereof there may be from that meeting. Whatever the potential reasons for further escalation there may be, the two sides still intend to keep their competition within bounds. In the meantime, of course, you see both sides trying to, at least formally speaking, trying to downplay the meaning of the meeting itself. And what we see from the Munich Security Conference then is that both sides are back into that, not exactly shouting match stage, but both are trying to use various wording, various shifts in diplomatic protocol to generate more bargaining chips that they can use against each other rather than working with each other.
Blinken warned of, quote, serious consequences if Beijing provides lethal weapons to Moscow. What do you think those US consequences would entail?
I think what I see from Blinken's statement is a gradual expansion of the scope of Chinese activities that the US find as dangerously close to US own red lines on the Ukraine-Russia war issue. Now Blinken's statement is saying not only is direct Chinese support for a Russian war effort not acceptable, but nor is more indirect forms of Chinese support for the capacity of Russian state to wage this war against Ukraine.
We've had many reports now of US delegations wanting to visit Taiwan. A top Pentagon official was reported by the FT to be in Taiwan last week. What do you think all of this means for US-China-Taiwan ties in the months before Taiwan's presidential election?
When US-China relations were cordial, were positive, it is easier for Taiwan's opposition party, KMT, to secure voter trust, as well as maintaining both a strong relation with the US and China at the same time. However, at the moment when US-China relations were edging closer to crisis point, however, it is harder for those Beijing-friendlier political forces in Taiwan to be in a position to argue that it is possible for Taiwan to get along with both Beijing and Washington. So I think this downturn in US-China relations definitely will have significant impact in terms of marginalizing the scope of operations for Beijing-friendlier voices in Taiwan's 2024 presidential election.